السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. اللهم صل على محمد وآل بيت محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Hello everybody, I hope you are having a very good day. Today we are going to talk about a very important lesson. This lesson you will find it in this year and next year, inshallah. It talks about the second conditional, the second state of if. Okay? So please pay special attention to it, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. So let us begin. If you were in trouble. Now, before we start, we give revision about the previous lesson. He'd better listen to his parents. We'd better borrow some money. She'd better add some salt to the soup. I'd better start reading for the finals. Okay? We said that when we want to give an advice, we use subject plus had plus better plus verb base plus complement. Okay? He'd better listen to his parents. We'd better borrow some money. She'd better add some salt to the soup. I'd better start reading for the finals. Subject, which is I, she, we, plus had plus better plus verb base plus complement. Okay, now I'm going to read these interview questions and answers, and then we are going to see what do they share in similarities. What are the similarities between them? Okay, let's see. We asked two teenagers about their ambitions, their dreams, and their fears. Here are their answers. What changes would you make if you were the dash? Let's say president. I'd open more nursery schools. Lots of women who want to work can't because they have to look after young children all the time. I'd improve sports facilities in primary and secondary schools. If children started tennis, swimming, and athletics at a younger age, we would have more champions in this country. What would you change if you could change one thing? What would you change, for example, about your life? If you could change about yourself. I wouldn't change anything. I'm perfect already. Only joking. Of course, I'd like to change my looks, for one thing. I'd like to have bigger eyes. I'd like to be stronger. I think I'm a bit thin. If you were in, who would you ask for help? If you were, for example, in trouble. I'd go to my grandmother. She always has good advice. I'd ask my great uncle Salim for advice, for help. I trust him completely. This is the best one. We all wish we do. If you won 71,000 in a competition, what would you buy? I'd spend half the money on driving lessons and the rest on a mobile phone and a digital camera. I'd buy a mountain bike and an electric guitar. I'd buy a mountain bike and an electric guitar. Look here. Which person would you like to meet if you could choose anyone in the world? I choose J.K. Rowling, the writer of Harry Potter. The writer of Harry Potter books. Her books are brilliant and they have made children all over the world happy. She is now the richest woman in Britain and she got rich all by herself. I'd like to meet the French football player Zinedine Zidane. I'm crazy about football and he is amazing. If you could visit one place, where would you go? I'd like to go to Petra in Jordan. I've seen photos of all the pink stones buildings, but it's my dream to go there. Apparently, tourists visiting Petra can spend few nights in Bedouin tents. I think it would be so romantic and exciting. I'd like to go to Kenya. To Kenya. I'd love to go on a safari and see elephants, lions, giraffes, and all those beautiful animals in the wild. It wouldn't be the same as seeing them in zoos. It would be really interesting. That's my dream. If you had to leave home, which two things would you take with you? I'd take a bottle of water and my MP3 player. Do you remember those? I guess this writing is very old. Then I'd be able to relax and listen to music when things were bad. I'd take a photo of my family and my camera. I'm always happy when I'm taking photos. Now that we have read these lines, we can see that they share the similarity of the second conditional. Okay? When do we use it? We use the second conditional when we talk about imagined or unreal situations, or when we are wishing something that is almost impossible to happen. Okay? For example, I wish I am rich. I wish I won the lottery. This is something that is very almost impossible to happen. We'd say, if I were rich, I would buy a Ferrari. If I were rich, I'd buy an iPad Pro, for example. If I were you, I would study harder. Okay? Let's see. Look at the sentence. If I had enough money, I would buy a brand new car. If I had enough money, I would buy a brand new car. If I won the lottery, I would buy a big house. Look, what are the similarities? If I met the Queen of England, I would say hello. It is impossible to meet her, so he is imagining a situation. She would pass the exam if she ever studied. Okay, if she ever studied. If I had his number, I would call him, which I don't. If I were you, I wouldn't go out with that man. Why? Because he is dangerous. Look here. All these sentences start with if or if in the middle. Look, if the sentence after it, which we call if clause, is in the past simple. This is what the second conditional. If plus past simple, comma, would plus infinitive, which is a verb without anything added to it. Look here. If had, subject, had, complement. This is what? This is the past simple, comma, present simple. I would plus buy a brand new car. I would buy a brand new car. If I won the lottery, look here, this is in the past simple. This sentence would plus a verb without anything added to it. Past simple, would plus say without anything added to it, and so on. Okay, is this clear? Okay, look at more close. If I won $1 million, I would buy a new car. If I studied hard, I would pass the exam. If I were the president, I would lower the taxes. مو تاكسيات، taxes معناها ضرائب. Sorry, if I had the vegetarian options, I wouldn't eat you. Sorry, if I had vegetarian options, I wouldn't eat you. Look, this is a wolf eating a duck or a goose. He's apologizing because he does not have vegetarian options. Look here. If you went to bed earlier, you would not be so tired. If he spoke French, he would be in Paris. I hope these are clear enough for you. Now, your homework is to write at least 10 sentences about things that would make your life easier. Look here, if I had a computer, I could use the internet at home. If I had a tent, I'd go camping in the holidays. If we had air conditioning, the house wouldn't get so hot in summer. This is your homework. Remember, 10 sentences about the second conditional. Let's see lesson 5, exercise A. Look, we need to study the language book, then write sentences in the second conditional. If she have shorter hair, she look nicer. If she had, past simple, she would plus verb without anything added to it. You not be tired if you go to bed earlier. You would not be tired if plus past simple if you went to bed earlier. If he didn't smoke, he would be a lot healthier. If he didn't smoke, he would be a lot healthier. What would you do if you found 3 million Iraqi dinars? Look here. If past simple, would plus verb without anything added. If you have wings, where you fly? If you had wings, where would you fly? Okay? Everybody would like him if he weren't so bossy. I tell you the answer if I know it. Okay? Thank you very much for listening to me, and I hope you have a wonderful day. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me anytime. Thank you very much.